Welcome to Math Quest. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve equations with rational coefficients. You should already know what a rational number is, what a coefficient is, and how to identify it. I'm going to be showing you how to use the multiplicative inverse rule to solve equations with rational coefficients. So let's go. Okay, so here we go. Our first equation here today is 3/4 times a equals 21. The first step we have to do is identify our coefficient. Since I know my coefficient needs to be right next to the variable, well, I know it's this one, 3/4. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of this, right? I'm going to flip it upside down. That's what it means to take the reciprocal. So I'm going to make 4/3, not make, I'm going to write, right, times 3/4 times a equals 21 times 4/3. Remember, you have to multiply both sides of the equation. This equal sign identifies each side. Okay, so now let's simplify this side. 3 divided by 3, well, that equals 1. 4 divided by 4, that equals 1. 1a. Great. So this side is all simplified. I have a equals this. Well, what I like to do here is just so that it's easy to see what we need to do is write a 1 under that whole number. That way you can quickly see, oh, I have to multiply the 21 times the 4 and the 1 times the 3. But before I do that, I like to see if there's anything I can simplify. And in this case, there is, because 3 is a factor of 21. So therefore, I divide both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Great. Now I have 7 times 4, 1 times 1. 7 times 4 is 28. 1 times 1 is 1. So therefore, it has a value of 28. I don't have to write the 1 underneath. Okay, it doesn't change the value if I do, but this keeps it nice and clean. A equals 28. Second step, we have to verify this. Is this correct? Okay, let's verify it. So what I'm going to do is rewrite my original equation here. 3/4 times a equals 21. And this time I'm going to plug in the number 28 anywhere that I see the variable a. Sometimes you'll have multiple ones. In this case, we just have one. So I just have to plug it in one time. So 3/4 times a, and we say a has a value of 28. So 28, go ahead and write it over 1. So equals 21. Okay. Now, is there anything I can simplify here? Yes. 4 is a factor of 28. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Great. I can't simplify the 3 with anything, so therefore I'm done simplifying. Now I just multiply straight across. 3 times 7 is 21. 1 times 1 is 21. Excuse me, 1 times 1 is 1. So 21 equals 21. Is that statement true? Of course it is. So therefore I know that a definitely has a value of 28 in this equation. All right, let's go ahead and try another one here. Okay, notice that this one has two fractions. Not only are they two fractions, right, one on each side of the equation, but they are both mixed numbers. In order to make it easier to work with, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite them as improper fractions. I simply have to, if you forgot how to do that, I simply have to start at the bottom and multiply the bottom here, 2 times 1, and the numerator gets added to that product. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Great. My denominator always stays the same. All right, so I got that fraction there equals, I have to do the same thing here. 2 times 16 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So 33/2. All right, so here's the new equation I'm going to be working with. It's the same value, I just rewrote the fractions from mixed numbers to improper fractions. So from here, let's continue. Let's identify our coefficient. Our coefficient is 3 over 2 because that's the one next to the variable. All right, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 3 over 2 on both sides of the equation. That's how we apply the multiplicative inverse rule. Oops, excuse me. So 2 over 3 times 3 over 2 times a equals 33 over 2, excuse me, times whatever I use this side, 2/3. So I do this side, 2/3. Great. Now all I have to do is simplify it from here on. So 2/3 times 3 over 2 is a reciprocal. You know it's going to equal 1 because 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I have 1a. There's my 1a equals this one. Can I simplify anything? Yes, I can. So now I simplify just so that I don't have a big number that I have to simplify at the end. I like to simplify inside here. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. Here, 3 is a factor of 33. So I'm going to divide both by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 33 divided by 3 is 11. So 11 times 1 is 11. The value of a is 11. But don't just take that answer and run with it. Check it. You must check your answer to make sure that you're right. So let's go ahead and rewrite our equation. In this case, I'm not going to rewrite the original one since I have to convert them to improper fractions. I'm just going to start right here. So 3 over 2 times a equals 33 over 2. All right. So 3 over 2 times a, what is the value of a again? A has a value of 11. So I'm going to multiply times 11. And this time I'm going to write it over 1 just so it's nice and even. I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And equals 33 over 2. All right. Anything I can simplify in here? No, I can't. So I'm just going to go ahead and proceed to multiply straight across. 3 times 11, 33. 2 times 1 is 2. Equals whatever's on this side, 33 over 2. Is that true that 33 over 2 is equal to 33 over 2? Of course it is. So therefore I know that the value of 11 for a is correct in this equation. All right, great. Let's try one more. Okay, notice that this one doesn't have any fractions. It just has decimals. Well, decimals are just like fractions. Right here we have 3.15, which normally would be 3 and a fraction, which is 15 over 100. But I'm not going to bother with that. I'm not going to change them into fractions. I'm just going to work with them the way it is. It's actually a lot easier. All right. So first step still applies. Let's identify our coefficient. Our coefficient is 0.45. Okay. 0.45 times n. So I'm going to find the value of n. In this case, all I have to do is divide both sides by 0.45. So I have, let me see, let's get a pencil here. 3.15 equals 0.45. Notice I don't write the 0. 0 is just nothing, so I don't like to write the 0. So this is my equation, and I said I was going to divide both sides by 0.45 because that's the coefficient. So divide here, 0.45, oops, 0.45. And divide here by 0.45. Okay, so 0.45 divided by 0.45 equals 1. 1n equals, and then 3.15 divided by 0.45. You can just either use a calculator or divide it out, and that will equal 7. Great. The value of n is 7. But of course, I have to make sure it does. So I want to verify this by checking my answer. So once again, 3.15 equals 0.45 n. Instead of n, I'm just going to go ahead and plug in that 7 since I know that n has a value of 7. And simplify this out. Easy. All I have to do is multiply this out. 0.45 times 7. That's all I have to do. So here's 35, carry my 3. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. There are 2 numbers to the right of my decimal, so I move them over. 1, 2, 3.15. On this side of the equation is 3.15. So does 3.15 equal 3.15? Of course it does. Therefore, I know that this answer is correct. Excellent. Well, hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll see you again next time.